It's the Chris and Chris show. On today's show, who's the guy in net? Hill or Thompson? Are the playoffs in jeopardy? Depends how these next games are. And the Devils preview, which is a big part of that second topic. Don't go away.
You're Locked On Golden Knights, your daily podcast on the Vegas Golden Knights, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
What's up, everybody? It is the Saturday evening edition of the Chris and Chris show. Chris is up past his bedtime, the type of day I've had. I feel like it's past my bedtime, but here we are. It's been a fun, long day in the Golick household. Let's see, we started on Water Street, Chris. We were at the carnival. We came home, and then we went back to the carnival. How much fun do we have today, Chris?
No one has like on a spaceship thing. You almost barfed. Actually, I just want to keep it secret because I knew I'd never be on that ride again. And that's not gonna happen. So,
You almost barfed, or someone else barfed?
The person right next to me almost got to. I scoot away, but for some reason, how fast did they do? You can't even take your head off the wall.
Chris had his first experience on, I believe, what the old people call the Gravitron back in the day. Now it's something 3,000. I don't know what it is. All right, let's talk some hockey. So the Golden Knights had a practice today, and Coach Cassidy had some interesting comments regarding the goaltending. So if you follow my Twitter feed, I've been very concerned about the amount of games that Adin Hill has been starting versus Logan Thompson. Adin Hill made 5 consecutive starts while Logan Thompson did not see any time in the nets. That's going to change on Sunday as Logan Thompson has been announced by Coach Cassidy as the game's starter. So, Chris, what do you think about the goaltending situation right now? Are you concerned? Do you think things are going to get better? Is Adin Hill going to be the playoff starter?
From what I'm thinking right now, depends how Thompson does in this game. And if he does pretty good, maybe try starting Hill for the next game against someone. Then LT again. But like it really comes down to this game of like how he's gonna do this when happen in playoffs. So are we gonna do Adin Hill and give sticks and get another 6 save chance in round 1?
Chris is talking about the Adin Hill amazing stick save from last year's Stanley Cup final. Go ahead.
Or is LT gonna start his first playoff game in Vegas? I believe. Is that true?
Yeah, Chris. No, that's a good take right there. Logan Thompson unfortunately had some injuries, and supposedly through the grapevines, I heard that Logan could have been the backup in the Stanley Cup final, and the team actually opted to go with Jonathan Quick instead of Logan Thompson, which whether that's fair or foul or otherwise doesn't matter. The Golden Knights won the Stanley Cup.
Was he the third backup?
Theoretically, Logan would have been the third backup, I guess. That's a fair way to put that, Chris. So Coach Cassidy made the comment today that he wanted to give Adin a chance to be the guy. And then Coach Cassidy followed that up by saying Logan had his chance to be the guy while Adin was injured. So in these last 5 games, Golden Knight fans, do we think that Adin is the guy? I'm going to keep saying the guy because that's what Coach Cassidy said. Who's the guy? They both had their chance to be the guy. So Adin Hill's last 5 starts, save percentage is important to me. As far as like how many goals given up and that sort of thing, whatever. But save percentage is what matters to me. Adin's last 5 games, 917, 867, 885, 914, 844. Okay, that's not great. A couple good games in there, but even Chris, remember the Flames game? Remember that first goal that Adin Hill let up? What do you think about that goal, buddy?
Oh, I can't remember. I don't remember.
Remember the stick, Chris? How slow the puck was going and it bounced right off his stick into the net? We were watching the game when it happened.
Oh yeah, that was pretty weak, and that's probably the main reason now he's starting.
that was definitely a rough one. And Aiden's had a few goals like that where teams are beating him low, and they've been beating him also to the glove side. That's something that I picked up on when Adin came back after the All-Star break. Teams have been beating him glove side a lot, and then now some weak low, getting beat low. It's a concern. And Logan also, there's concerns. Logan's last 5 games, his save percentage is .800. That was the Buffalo game. That was terrible. 909 against the Senators, game they lost in overtime. 818 against Toronto. That was a rough game. I think that's the game when he replaced Adin Hill, if I recall, actually. And then he gets a shutout against the Sharks. That shouldn't count for anything. 857, 842. But then Logan did have a nice run of 971, 967, and 920. So we've seen a couple different versions of Adin and Logan Thompson. In my opinion, Chris, I think the issue is, and you can push back if you'd like, I think early in the season, every 10 games, Adin Hill was starting about 6 of them, Chris, and Logan was starting about 4 of them. So about a 60-40 split. Injuries kind of changed some things in the middle there, but I think both goalies are at their best when they're almost evenly splitting the net. What do you think about that, Chris?
Well, one, when I feel like when Hill got injured is when all the other injuries start. I feel like Hill was one of the very first ones against actually Vancouver in November. If I'm looking at the calendar right, we still won that game. So what was the question again? What was the question?
The question is, when both goalies are healthy, is it better for the Golden Knights to balance the goalie starts, or do you think it's better if one goalie gets most of the starts?
Well, right now I know what Cassie is thinking, but
what's Cassidy thinking? What's he thinking, Chris?
Only one, because he'll start like the last 4 games.
5, yep.
So Thompson's missing out a lot of games, well not that, but Hill's gonna start a lot of games, and I don't know why. You should give Thompson a chance. I think that's the big part against the Devils game, but I think Thompson needs to be in net more at least put him in on the Seattle game on Thursday, at least.
So Coach Cassidy mentioned the Golden Knights basically have 2 4-game weeks coming up. Next 4 games for the Golden Knights, 4-game homestand, Devils, Lightning, Kraken, Blue Jackets, and it's every other day starting with Sunday. Fast forward to the following week, back-to-backs against the Blues and the Predators, 1 day off Jets, 1 day off Minnesota Wild. So basically Golden Knights are going to have 8 games in 12 calendar days or 13 calendar days, if I'm looking at this correctly. Coach leaked a little bit, said there's going to be more starts for each goalie, but it might not necessarily be an even split. So, Chris, do you think there's a chance that Logan starts 5 games and Adin Hill only starts 3 games?
Well, one, the correct calendar string was 14. And I mean, that may happen, but I don't think it should. That
Thanks,
might
buddy.
happen.
Appreciate that.
But I don't think it should.
So you think if one goalie is going to start more games, should it be Adin or Logan right now?
Well, right now all comes down to this game.
The Devils game.
Yeah, it's the Devils game on tomorrow. But if Thompson could play good, maybe he's going back up in the Seattle game and maybe Columbus on Saturday. And I feel like if you lose to this game, I say start him in Seattle, see how he does, and then that will decide which goalie is gonna be in, if it's Hill or LT.
Does Logan Thompson have a chance to be the day 1 starter in the playoffs? Should the Golden Knights make the playoffs? We'll talk about that in the second segment, of course, but does Logan have a chance? Is there anything Logan Thompson can do? Like, if let's say Logan plays really, really well, a little bit better than Adin, but maybe not a lot better than Adin. Is there any chance Logan Thompson starts game 1 of the playoffs, or is Coach Cassidy's mind made up? It's Adin Hill's net in the playoffs unless he loses it.
Well, I think Hill's no matter what gonna start game 1. Now LT gonna start game 2, game 3, game 4, or any other games. Who knows? But I think Hill's definitely gonna start game 1. But then after that, you add LT and then makes either game 3 or game 2.
We'll see. It's not common for goalies to switch in the playoffs unless there's injuries or poor play involved. Not saying the Golden Knights might not go against the grain, but it's not a likely scenario. So to answer the question that I posed to you, I don't think there's much Logan can do beyond a shutout every one of those next 5 or 6, 7 starts, whatever it's going to be, versus Adin falling off the cliff a little bit. I really think it's Adin's net right now. I think it should be a competition. I've been banging the drum for Logan to get a little more respect from the bench, from the leadership, and from the Golden Knight fans. I feel like a lot of people turn their back on Logan, and I really hope, for lack of a better term, Logan sticks it to everyone who hasn't believed in him, starting with Sunday's game against the Devils, because I think it's important for at least the two goalies to be pushing each other right now. Anything else on the goalies, Chris, or should we talk about the playoff situation, which is concerning?
Just a reminder, it's 14 calendar days.
You want to correct me twice? You already corrected me once, and I said, okay, buddy. And I see you corrected me like this is like me trying to tell Tony how to say Jake Gensel or something like that. Tony and name sometimes.
Let's just move on.
Let's just move on. Chris is taking over the show today. All right, guys, here we go. We are going to our next segments are the playoffs in jeopardy. I'll start this one off. Everyone I talk to, shout out to my friend Alex over at Legacy today. They're making the playoffs. Everyone, they're making the playoffs. You go on Twitter, they're making the playoffs. When the Golden Knights get to the playoffs. We just declared the game 1 starter, Chris, a second ago for the playoffs. So apparently we think they're making the playoffs. But based on the way things are going, Chris, is it... Okay, here you go, Chris. You start the segment. On a scale of 1 to 100, 1 means it ain't happening, dude. And 100 means it's definitely happening, dude. On a scale of 1 to 100, what are the chances the Golden Knights will make the playoffs?
I mean, Vegas is okay right now. February was just a bad month, kind of like November, but as March progresses, I bet it's gonna get better, and who knows about April. I bet 67.
67. That's actually a good number. My number was like 74. That's the first number that came to my mind, 74, 75, which, Chris, think about that for a second, dude. 67%. I know you like your poker games. You come on, buddy, get that water open. Let's go. You've been trying for a whole segment. There you go, dude. Good job. Poker reference, buddy. 67%. You got a 33% chance. You're drawn. You gotta hope that other way around. You gotta hope your opponent doesn't catch their outside straight draw or something like that. So there you go. But here we are. I mean, we're both thinking the Golden Knights will just put the number right in the middle. 70%. We'll take the average of our two numbers. 7 out of 10 times the Golden Knights make the playoffs. That means the reigning Stanley Cup champions. Here we are, little man, March the 16th. We should be talking about the Golden Knights trying to solidify home ice advantage in the first round, about making a run to win the division, stuff like that. And we're talking about looking at the standings, teams that are chasing them right now. So let's do a quick standings update so we can see exactly where things are in.
Roll the tape.
Looking from the there's no tape today. We have no graphics. We're on a budget.
No,
bro.
roll the tape of the standings.
I don't have a tape of the standings. I can't do a screen share right now. I hear what you're saying. By the way, shout out. I didn't catch your name, but I know you watched Locked on VGK because you stopped me and Christopher today on Water Street to tell me shut up, Tony. So I would like to dedicate this shut up, Tony, that I'm about to play to the wonderful person whose name I did not get because it was a very quick interaction, but they stopped me to say, tell Tony to shut up. So this is dedicated to Tony for my friend on Water Street today.
Shut up, Tony.
There we go. All right, so looking at the standings right now, let's start with the 8th place team in the Western Conference in the second wild card position, the Golden Knights, dude. Not in the division, in the conference. Sharks are like 47th in a 32-team league right now. Don't worry about them. No, the Golden Knights, buddy, 77 points. Okay, Preds 80 points. We'll start with the Oilers. Oilers 83 points. Preds 80, Kings 79, Golden Knights 77. And then the teams chasing the Golden Knights, the Wild, 73 points, Blues 71, Flames 71. I don't even want to go past the Flames. A couple score updates. There's some games happening that do matter to the Golden Knights right now. Oddly enough, that crazy Oilers-Avalanche game that I thought was going to be high scoring is 0-0, 15 minutes into the first period, 13 minutes into the first. So here you go. The Wild and the Blues. That game's going to go to overtime right now. The Blues are winning that game. So the Wild and Blues are both getting 1 point in the standings, with the Wild trying to get the extra point to move within 2 points of the Golden Knights. 2 points of the Golden Knights.
Come on, Wild.
If the Blues win that game, they will be 5. So either way, the best the Golden Knights are going to come out of Saturday night is a 3-point cushion for the second wild card position. Golden Knights 1 less. It'll be 2 less games played actually by the end of tonight. So it's not that terrible of a spot. So
come on, Minnesota, win this. Come on, Minnesota.
I know I'll keep you updated, buddy. Don't worry. So here's what I'm saying, dude. March the 16th, we're concerned about the Golden Knights making the playoffs. Did you think, Chris, there was a chance we would be talking about the Golden Knights missing the playoff come last October when you watched the Stanley Cup banner get raised?
So let's bring back to the beginning of this 7 game winning streak. Best for a Stanley Cup champion ever. Until we lose to the Blackhawks in overtime on Nevada Day.
He's good. That dude's good over there. What else you got? That it? That where you're done? You were on a roll. I feel like you were on a roll.
Whatever. I thought they were gonna surprise me with something in there.
No. I'm pointing at you. This is like because you're over there. Never mind.
I thought they were
over your head.
I thought the girls were gonna trick me or something. I'm talking outside on tricking me.
No, we're good, buddy. No tricks tonight. But so the point Chris is making is the Golden Knights had a very good start, right? Early in the season, hey, this team's going to the Stanley Cup again. They're winning the division. Everything is going to be great, right? Kings started well. Canucks weren't there. We thought the Oilers would be dead to rights by the way they started the season, and obviously things got better. So yes, the playoffs are in jeopardy. Let's be clear about this. Best case scenario, the Golden Knights will come out of Saturday, March 16th with a 3-game lead in the standings to hold on to the final playoff spot, possibly only 2 points if the Wild do end up winning. And are they starting? Wow. Is this happening right now?
What?
So I'm looking on the NHL app right now. It says 6-on-5. They can't be 6-on-5 in intermission. I'm not sure what's going on in St. Louis. I'm not sure what's going on. It's weird. They got a 5-minute intermission, but it says 6-on-5. I'm not sure what's happening there. So we'll catch up with that game as the podcast gets to the end. So yes, to answer the question, Chris, we're both concerned about the playoffs. Yes or no?
Yes. First I was done talking about it. We lose to the Blackhawks and now we're second last in the league. Then we have November, bad month, and then come on, we're 8-6 with a few OTs. Whatever.
To be fair, show your standing sheet or show your sheet to the camera for me that you're getting all your updates on. So Chris updates every single game, how many points, wins and losses in the month, and all that. Honestly, this is something that I should be doing for when me and Tony are doing our thing. I'm always like looking on the NHL app and looking away from the camera. Very unprofessional. Chris is a beast over there. All right, Chris, put it down and keep talking.
So I think Vegas is going to make the playoffs and lose in round 2 for the first time, and all the beers dumped out of the Stanley Cup.
What'd you say about the Stanley Cup?
All the beers dumped out of it. Yeah, it's the first time I
Moving
saw
on,
it.
let's go to the Devils preview, buddy. Let's go to the Devils preview. Okay, so
Whatever.
first of all, the New Jersey Devils are coming into Vegas after playing a game the day before in Arizona. If memory serves me right, the Arizona Coyotes defeated. Squeeze that water a little harder. Make a little more noise while I do that, buddy. There you go. All right. The Devils lost today 4-1 to the Arizona Coyotes. Nico Dawes should wind up being the starter. Nico Dawes replaced the Devils starter yesterday, on Saturday's game. Their original starter got shelled. So assume the Golden Knights are going to see Nico Dawes in net. Nico Dawes, 9-11 on the season, 894 save percentage, 326 goals against. So right away, dude, this is a spot where the Golden Knights should score goals, right? They should score goals. They shouldn't struggle, but I can remind everybody, how many goals, Chris, did the Golden Knights get against the Flames? The Cal Gary Flames. How many goals did they get?
Way more than 3 seconds.
How many goals did the Golden Knights score against the Flames on Thursday night?
One
goal. One goal. Do you know the Flames, Chris, in their 3 games prior against the Golden Knights gave up 6 goals, 5 goals, and 7 goals? They averaged 6 goals against, and the Golden Knights only scored 1 goal. The Detroit Red Wings couldn't score a goal against the Arizona Coyotes. They got shut out, and then the Red Wings come to T-Mobile Arena and almost find a way to steal that game and put up 3 goals against the Golden Knights. 2 goals in the third period where the Golden Knights temporarily saw their lead go away, which is becoming a very concerning trait. The Golden Knights are giving up third period leads. That's just what's been happening lately. So when I tell you these things, Chris, I mean, I'm not even getting into the players. We need to get into the Jack Hughes is good. They got Eric Holla and some other really good players, whatever. I don't care. Can the Golden Knights go up against a team who is on their deathbed as far as trying to get back into the playoff hunt? They're 6 points behind the Red Wings, oddly enough, right now, but they have to climb 5 teams, which is tremendously difficult to do at this stage of the season. Can the Golden Knights win a game in a comfortable fashion? We don't got to do the score yet, but can they win a game in comfortable fashion against a team who's not even in the playoffs right now?
And besides the third period, nightmares that last year transferred from the second.
That's fair. That's a good observation.
Yeah, last year second, this year. Anyways, I think we only left 1 goal in the third. I think the third period is gonna be better, but I still think we're not gonna shout to you, but only 1 goal in the third.
Okay, so the Golden Knights will only give up 1 goal in the third. I like that. I like that. That's still too many.
I hope I'm correct. I really hope I'm correct.
As long as they'll give up 4 goals in the first 2 periods, 1 goal in the third period is fine. That's fine. So in this Wild and Blues game, the Wild were actually down 2 goals down 2 goals in the third period, and they came back to tie the game, still going in overtime, 2.5 minutes left. Golden Knight fans don't want to hear that right now, buddy. All right, so for me, I mean, I keep waiting for this team to turn a corner. Me and Chris had a discussion last week on our show. When will the Golden Knights turn things around? And I really thought the game against Seattle would have been a turning point. It really wasn't. And Chris, if I'm not mistaken, you predicted against the Lightning, the game on Tuesday is when things would turn around. Does that ring a bell? Seriously, does that?
Yep. Yeah.
Your read might be on, dude, because the Golden Knights have not had a good 60-minute game yet since all these trades and everything happened. The Golden Knights have not had a good, complete 60-minute game where, like, you can have a good game and lose. That's okay. But they haven't had a good winning or losing efforts since all these trades have happened. And there's going to be some movement in the lineup. Stevenson's going to be on the wing. Nick Waugh going up to the second line. Brett Howden's going to center the fourth line with Kolesar and Carrier. So we'll see what happens there if Nick Waugh can get back to his scoring ways. All right, let's get to the end of this thing, little man. I want you to lead off and give me your locks of the night and predictions.
I'm gonna start with. I think we're gonna get off two. We're gonna get 2 goals in the first, 0 in the second, 1 in the third, and I think this is gonna end in a good 5-3 game. 5-3 Vegas. Let's go. Marchessault and Mantha. Mantha got go back after his welcome back in Cal. Gary got the welcome back and also got the only goal, first goal as a Golden Knight. So I think he's going to be able to pull off at least an assist. And Marshall's just been doing it in every single game lately. So I have to think he's going to keep it up.
All right, so you're going to go 5-3 Vegas Golden Knights, Marchessault and Mantha for the goal scorers. The Golden Knights will give up 2 goals in the first, none in the second, and 1 in the third. All right, so there we go. I like that. All right, for me, I'm going to stay on your line, Chris. I'm going to stay with your line. I'm going Nick Waugh and Chandler Stevenson. Stevenson had that nice assist to save the game last week against the Kraken, and I really think Stevenson understands that if he wants to stay in Vegas past this season, he's going to have to become a good winger. He's going to have to become a very, very good winger. So we'll see if Stevenson can get things together. Nick Waugh going back up to the second line. I'm assuming Nick Waugh wants to stay up there and not be on the fourth line. Nick Waugh will do whatever coach asks him to. He'll do a good job doing it too. But if you ask any player if they'd rather be fourth line center or second line center, they'd rather be on the second line center. So give me Nick Waugh. Give me Chandler Stevenson. Give me a 2-1 New Jersey Devils victory. I'm concerned right now, dude. We already I told you I was going to do this. We had this conversation already earlier in the day. But I'm just concerned about the Golden Knights right now. At the moment, I'm not a believer. I'm concerned. There's a lot of questions right now, and I really, really hope it starts at the top. It starts with Coach Cassidy. And you can't blame Coach for lack of trying or effort. He's spinning the lines around. He's mixing some things, doing some changes with the goalies. So I think Coach is going to do everything he can, but Coach Cassidy really needs to find a way to utilize all this newfound talent on the team and the old found talent. Old found, that's a word or not, but all the old players coming back, from injury, like Eichel, like Will Carrier, Alec Martinez practice in a regular uniform today. He's not going to play against the Devils, but he's coming back soon. So that's what we got, dude. What do you think? Are we toast? We throwing in the towel?
I still have to dump out some more beer.
Stop it. Stop saying that. All right, that's it. We're done. I appreciate everybody tuning in to Locked On Vegas Golden Knights. Make sure to check us out Monday through Friday, anywhere you get your podcasts, and on YouTube. That's me and Tony. You can catch us on Saturdays, or in this case, Saturday nights, the Chris and Chris show. That is a YouTube exclusive. Please make sure to like, comment, subscribe everywhere you can on all the episodes, everywhere you check us out. Quick thank you to all of the everydayers who do check us out Monday through Friday. And of course, the super everydayers who give us the time of day on the 6th day of the week. For myself, and of course, little Chris, who's nice and comfortable over there in that chair, I want to thank you for tuning in, and we will see you next time. Take care.